This is a guide on how you earn the exotic Deterministic Chaos machine gun that was recently added with the Destiny 2 Lightfall expansion. This exotic is amazing. It has some really cool perks. The intrinsic trait on it allows it to have this perk called Heavy Metal. While holding down the trigger, every fourth bullet becomes a heavy projectile that will weaken targets on impact. In addition to this, it also has another trait called Vexadecimal, where every fourth of these heavy projectiles fired will also make the target volatile. So basically after every 16 rounds, it should do this effect. The first step in this quest is to complete the Lightfall campaign. Following this, return to Nimbus and you can grab the Unfinished Business quest to begin the quest line. Following this, go to the Hall of Heroes and interact with this quest marker to trigger a cutscene. Once the cutscene is finished, you will then be asked to return to Nimbus, at which point he will give you the next step in the quest, which requires you to get Cipher Qubits from Vex. You'll need to gain 8 of these or more at a time, and then you can gather a planetary resource on Neomuna to gather 5 of these data extractions. At this point, make your way to the nearest Vex incursion zone. This will have the highest enemy density of Vex in the area. You also want to equip a resource finder mod on your ghost to help find the resources more quickly. Simply come here, defeat as many enemies as you can as quickly as possible. Doing some patrols is a good idea while you're doing this, as well as look out for public events, as that'll be a very quick way to complete this. Make your way around and collect 5 of these data packets by turning these in at the resources. At this point, you will complete this step and unlock the next step, which will have you get the final data packet in Maya's Retreat. Make your way to this location in the bottom right of the map, and it's actually the location you came to earlier in the Lightfall campaign during the Strand training mission. Come here and interact with this Vex conflux to start a wave of Vex that will spawn in. You'll simply have to defeat these wave of Vex, and then you can go interact with the conflux again to receive the final data packet. Come up here, interact with the conflux one more time, and there you go, final data packet obtained. Following this, you need to return to Nimbus and Osiris, who are now down in the Living Harbor area. Go down here and go through this area, and you just make your way through these enemies that spawn in. You'll come up to them and they'll be having a conversation. Following this conversation, you'll complete this quest step and unlock the next step to receive the Vex compass from the Lost Sector in this Living Harbor area. This Lost Sector is simply on the kind of north side of this area, so make your way over to this Lost Sector, hop in here. It's the Thrillodome Lost Sector. That's honestly probably one of the best Lost Sectors I think they've ever made. Just the set piece of it's fantastic. But simply make your way through this Lost Sector as normal, clear out some enemies, and you'll get through here, through this kind of arcade-looking area. Step through this portal into the Vex to kind of find the boss for the Lost Sector. Slay him out with whatever LMG, rocket, whatever you're running. Once you finish fighting him, you simply have to go over and loot the Lost Sector chest to finish this step of the quest. You will receive the Vex compass and unlock the next step. Now you need to go create chaos in Ahimsa Park, sorry. I recommend honestly just loading in if terminal overload here. It's great for this, but getting ability kills will progress this step so much faster. I made use of Starfire Protocol to complete this very quickly. Following this, you'll need to get the Silver Wings. This is actually in Callus's ship, so make your way, it's actually in the same area, just make your way over to the ship, and you have to make your way pretty deep into the ship before you get to this portal that you'll have to step through here shortly. But you can feel free to kill some of the enemies along the way or kind of ignore them. But once you get in here, you need to defeat these esteemed Incinerators, and they will drop the shield on both sides of the arena. There's 2 of these guys, they're yellow Barca Ball. Each one drops one of the shields, and then you go over to each of those sides, and like this side, you grab and interact with this object. Following this, you collect that. You need to do the same thing, take out the other Incinerator if you already haven't, and make your way to the opposite side of the arena where you'll be able to collect another thing to finish this quest step. This will give you the Seed of Silver Wings. Again, you're going to have to return to Nimbus, who is going to accept this item from you, and he will start the next step of the Unfinished Business quest line. At this point, he will give you the Rohan's Passkey. Bear in mind, this actually goes into your inventory under your power weapons, and it takes up a slot, so make sure you have a slot open for that. Again, you're going to have to make your way down to Maya's Retreat, but before you get all the way to Maya's Retreat, at the end of Maya's Retreat, there's this Unfinished Business quest marker. Start this, and you'll actually load into the Garden of Salvation raid in a mission. This mission's level 1770 power, so if you complete the Legendary campaign, you're already going to be there, so if not, you'll just have to do a little bit of leveling up through public events, patrols, crucible strikes, whatever you like best. Make your way through this mission as normal, following all the quest markers, and you'll find these arc craniums. You use them and shoot these black mirrors to bounce off the laser and destroy that little Vex machine to open the pathways. And you just kind of continue through this mission following these quest markers as needed, and using these art craniums whenever they pop up, and keep shooting these black mirrors. You'll have to do this probably like 3 or 4 more times throughout this mission, and you'll be able to advance. Eventually Taken are actually going to come in the mission, but then once you get towards the end of this, you'll actually get the Deterministic Chaos exotic. But this doesn't end the mission yet. It now is going to let you just kind of equip it if you want to. You don't necessarily have to use it, I don't think, but it's a really fun time to use it because you get so much heavy recharges from all these little Vex circles. And again, you'll have to shoot off the black mirrors to destroy these like little Vex machines to take down the shields. I'm really excited. I really enjoyed this mechanic. I thought it was a really kind of fun fight. Following this, you're just going to kill this Vex Hydra boss, and you complete that quest step. One last time, though, you'll take this Conceptual Minds memory core to Nimbus. You'll have you turn it in, and it completes that step of the quest for you. You then have to go return to the Hall of Heroes one more time and interact with this memorial, and it'll start a cutscene about Sagira and Osiris talking. And there you have it, quest completed. Thanks for stopping by.